you spending hours writing blogs that are barely getting noticed? Or maybe you're wondering, where do I even start creating blog posts that are SEO friendly for my website? What if I told you there was an easy way to create SEO posts that saves you time, ranks you high, and also represent your brand? And all of it using AI. I've been creating blogs and SEO content for over 7 years, and I have more than 17 years of experience in brand marketing. In this video, I'm going to share with you my exact workflow in 2025 of creating blogs that are SEO friendly, represent your brand, and also help you get the traffic that you so much want. So let's jump right in. Now let's look at why it is a 2025 workflow and not a 2024 one. Now, till 2023 and even till mid 2024, creating SEO-friendly blog posts were all revolved around finding that one focused keyword first, followed by other related keywords, and then creating the whole article to meet that keyword. So you would start with finding a low competition keyword, one that had potential to high, like a long tail keyword, and then you would find everything related to that and write a huge blog post that covered everything about it. If you've heard of the skyscraper technique of Brian Dean, that is what used to happen. But then Google got selective to ban to limit AI posts and to really reward EEAT, as they call it, which is the expertise and authoritativeness and the trustworthiness of a person or of a writer. So what Google does now is Google looks beyond your website. So it does look at your website, your content, but it also looks at your other content and other social media profiles and puts them all together. And the user has also become very specific in how it wants to, consume content. So short form content, compact blog posts, branded content is what seems to work a lot. So the more the post reflects your brand and, represents the brand over and over again, that kind of content will work. So that is why we've had to adapt the strategy a bit from 2024 to 2025. And in 2025, you don't start with the keyword. You start with understanding your audience and addressing a question and solving that problem. In marketing language, we call that addressing the pain point of the audience. So when you think of an idea, like, okay, so maybe somebody's thinking how to do this and, what to do in this case, then you go to the internet and you look for questions that they're asking and see how they can solve them. So let's get started in my process. I'll share with you all the steps that I use and how I actually use the process to start with the pain point, then go to an SEO tool, try to get one focus keyword, and then go back and write content, all of it using AI to generate, summarize, analyze, create, draft, everything is using AI. And in this case, I will focus mostly on ChatGPT, but you can focus on anything any writing tool that you use, including Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, and any other tool that you would like. Okay, so let's get started and let me show you the process. Now, to take you through the process, I'll just refer to this carousel that I shared on LinkedIn before. And it is like a step-by-step process and how you can, create brand-aligned blog posts, for your website, which are also SEO friendly, right? So first is the foundational setup. So before you start creating blogs, you do your basics. You define your brand. What is your positioning? What's your value proposition? What's your expertise? Your tone of voice, your personality, your content pillars, and topic clusters, because you need to build topical authority on content that you're creating. So define the brand first and then define the audience, right? What is their user persona? What's their profile like? What are their pain points? What do they want to achieve? What are their challenges? And also write down the words that you want AI to exclude when it does the creation for you, right? So this is a foundation that once you do it, it should normally be set, but in all honesty, it's not. Sometimes we keep on refining it and editing it, but that's fine. But you just start with a basic structure of what your brand stands for and what your expertise stands for, right? Because you also have to inject your personality and your story and your expertise in the content. Now, before we get into this, let me take one example and we can get started. Say you are a wellness consultant and you are helping people to develop a good lifestyle and meditate and practice mindfulness, etc. Now, a question that your audience might be having, and you know this from experience, that they might be having is how to meditate without falling asleep. It is a question that I have, honestly. I love to meditate, but by the time 2 minutes are over, I'm like, right? So I know this is a problem that people have, and if you're a wellness consultant, you will definitely do that. Now, how to meditate without falling asleep? So what we do is we start, looking for it on Google, and the first thing we do is we research the pain points. So here it is. Sorry, just have to go back here. Research audience pain points. So we look at forums, communities, Google search, SEO tools. People also ask and read questions filter on SEMrush. Now let's do this and see how this goes. So this is my forums and communities, right? Reddit, Quora, something else might be here. It's mostly I look at Reddit and Quora, to be honest. And you can also look at Google's, people also ask you here. So why do I feel sleepy after meditation? Is it good to fall asleep while meditating? So these are the questions. But what are the exact struggles? So what we do is we open this. See, just title so frustrated. Okay, this is a long enough post, right? So we can give a few of these to ChatGPT and say this one. You are a data analyst and let's say SEO writer. Read this page to summarize the key challenges and questions people have about living freedom. About how to, because I was reading before, without falling asleep. So these are the pain points it has realized, it has discovered. Balancing relaxation and alertness, addressing underlying sleep issues, timing of meditation session, physical posture, and environment, right? How do we get all of this right so that we can meditate without falling asleep? Now, if you give ChatGPT more and more of these, which I will not do here, but you can do that, you should definitely do that. You just find a few links which has a lot of, details. So if you go to forums here, when you have Google search your forums, and you will find many, many, many posts. Just go and ask ChatGPT to summarize the main points for you. You can also filter it to, because some of these are like 2015. You can also filter it for like past year, because in 2015, maybe let's say we didn't have an abundance of, tools and gadgets we were using. We did, but maybe not as much today. So anyway, so this is also recent post, if you can filter like that, and then again ask ChatGPT to summarize it for you. What I also do is I go to SEMrush. If you don't have SEMrush, it's a fantastic tool for you to get some ideas and do some research without like overdoing it. It gives you a lot of ideas of content ideas and keyword ideas so that you can write blog posts that are truly SEO friendly. Okay, so my best tool here is Magic Tool. If you don't have SEMrush, I have a link in the description. Go and get a 14-day trial. That's the biggest trial you can get. The normal SEMrush trial is 7 days, but with my link, you can get 14-day trial. Try it out. Download a bunch of content ideas. And if you don't want to use it anymore, just cancel it before the 14 days are up. Don't forget to cancel. Okay, right. So here I have how to meditate. So how to meditate. Let's see if it's a keyword. Let's see what it shows. Yeah, it shows me any questions because this gives a lot of ideas. Okay, see how to meditate without falling asleep, how to meditate in the morning without falling asleep, how to meditate lying down without falling asleep, how to meditate without legs falling asleep, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of things, a lot of questions that people are asking about how to do meditation without sleeping. Right. Now you know the pain points, and if you give ChatGPT a few, you will get a bunch of points that you can address in your post. Next, you look at now what we do is next step is to find the focus keyword, right? So while your content should be centered around your focus content, that's not right, around the pain point, you also need to find one keyword that is related to your content idea and the questions your people are asking. So one way of doing that is, of course, we already checked this in SEMrush, and we have like a keyword here, 90 volume and 21 keyword difficulty, which is not bad. If you know me, I always advocate, high volume and less than 30. In SEMrush, less than 30 is good, right? But, it depends. You can also rank for if it's more than 30. All right. Now we need to find some keywords. So we can look at this, right? This is what I started with. and we can look at questions. But we can also we can just take one of these. For example, I'm just going to go back to all and take a blog post that is ranking actually. How to combat sleepiness with meditation. Okay. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to organic research and I'm going to see everything that it ranks for. Okay. Falling asleep while meditating. Okay. So these are some of the keywords that you could potentially target. Dozing off during meditation. Look at that. Falling asleep. Yes. Falling asleep was like 90 volume, but people are actually searching more for dozing off during meditation than falling asleep. But here, when it's a form of a keyword, how do you meditate without falling asleep? That is like 90 volume, and this is like 260, falling asleep while meditating. You can also, sort it by volume and keyword difficulty and find a keyword that works for you. Okay, but this is not a blog post about keyword research, so we won't get into that. The point is, choose a focus keyword that you think will work for you, right? Next is generate an outline. Now you give ChatGPT a detailed prompt with what you want, your information, your idea, your pain points, your perspectives and points you'd like to add in the post, right? And then your brand information that we did before, your positioning, value proposition, your expertise, your story. Tell ChatGPT to include all of that in a prompt. So to give you an example, here is a prompt for an outline. So you see, it's not like hiding an outline, give me an outline for a blog post on this topic. No, you give exactly the details on the prompts that you need. By the way, if you want to create outlines and drafts and AI content, then, I have coaching sessions that I work with my clients on a one-on-one basis to see what is it that they need for their blog posts, for their content, and how do I use AI and content workflows to create content fast and content that drives visibility and sales. So if you're interested in a coaching session, there's a link in the description. Just, go check it out so that we can work one-on-one to find an AI-powered content system that works for you. This is what works for me. This is the outline and for a lot of my clients, I use outlines like this. But based on the client, I also change the outline. I also customize it, tweak it to get exactly the results that you want. Because in AI, it is all about the prompt. It's all about training AI to give you the result that you want. And a lot of it is about the prompts. Okay? But just in case if you don't know, prompts is basically what you tell ChatGPT. It's just as simple as that. And you don't have to use ChatGPT. You can also use like Cloud, Gemini, what have you, right? So, but just the prompt is very important. So first, I give the outline like this with the topic, with the focus keyword, and then it generates the outline. Now, what do I do with the outline? I edit it. But you have to edit it manually based on your perspective. Because otherwise, your content will just be another AI content that nobody wants to read. But bring you into it, right? Think that what is it that is missing here that I know from my experience and I can add and I can actually make it better, right? What can I share based on my expertise, based on my story, based on my experience? Maybe I have an anecdote to share, maybe something I did with a client that I can add it in here as a learning, example. What are my opinions about this, right? What are my thoughts? How are my values? Like, what do I advocate? What do I stand by? Anything that you feel is relevant. Once you have the outline, you can ask ChatGPT to include something else, rewrite the prompt with this is this, but then make it a nice prompt, not just rewrite the prompt. I didn't rewrite the outline, but give it a prompt one. Now that it is done, then you write the blog post, right? So this is my prompt for content. This is the one that I use, and as I said, I also tweak it for my clients, right? What do they need to write? What is the kind of result that they are looking for? So for me, I have challenges, steps, definitions of the topic, tone of voice. This I keep for all my clients, though. Tone of voice, readability, call to action. But sometimes you might also have some clients, and I don't want to give this to you right now because I don't know exactly what is the prompt that will work for you. So it is very important to customize it. Many of my clients don't want to write like this. They want to write it differently so that we customize it. But this is an example of proper detailed prompt so that it can generate a very comprehensive blog post. And again, here you give your personality, tone of voice, etc. Then you edit your draft and you use ChatGPT Canvas for this. Why Canvas? Because it's not like If you use normal ChatGPT, it will give you output after output after output after output. But if you use Canvas, it is directly editing within the main output. So just to give you an example, let's see. Okay, so if I just go here and I just go to, sorry, Canvas, and you just enter, it just makes it a blog post that you can edit. So you can actually edit it over here. It gives you the possibility to edit it right over here. So what you can do is suggest edits. This is where you're asking ChatGPT to suggest edits. You can add panel polish, you can add emojis, reading level, for example, I wanted lower, middle school, and then it just rewrites it and you press enter and it will rewrite it right over here. It will not create a new text for you. It will just rewrite the old text. So you don't have that prompts after prompts, output after output, and then you're like, where is this thing about I saw it somewhere? But you're doing it, it is like writing in Google Docs, except that you're working with ChatGPT to do this. Okay, so sorry, that then you edit your draft with ChatGPT Canvas, and then you expand the sections needed. You add the comments to get better output. So, for example, you can say here, maybe we can say expand this further. Just to give you an example. And now it's making this point bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So, as I said, it's like editing in Google Docs, but with AI. And then you edit the draft and you refine, you optimize your call to action. And then you give ChatGPT a prompt to generate your on-page elements. So your title tags, meta description, suggestions for all text for images, any internal linking suggestions, and any relevant schema markup. So once this all generates, you can also generate images with AI. I generate a lot of images with Canva Dreamlabs actually. So do check that out. You have in Canva Dreamlabs available both in the free and the pro version, but I think in the free version you get only 20 credits, and in the pro version you have like 200. So that definitely helps if you're putting a lot of images. Otherwise, if you have the free version, also do check it out. Again, in Dreamlabs, it's all about the prompt, right? Just to give you an example. By the way, am I talking too fast? I think I'm talking too fast. So these are the kind of images. These are for my brand images that I could generate with Canva Dreamlabs. So you just give it a prompt and say what you want it to generate, and then you can use it for your blogs. So you can generate infographics and blog post featured images, etc. You can also use DALL-E. You can just download something from the internet, or you can just shoot something. Just images are really up to you. I use AI for as much stuff as possible unless they're really specific and I cannot do it with AI. And then you optimize and publish. So you publish the post, you submit it to Google Search Console so it can index it, and then you set up position tracking because you want to know how this post performs for the keyword that you want it to perform. Possible that it may not perform for that keyword but something else, but at least you start with something and say, okay, how does this post do? It is very easy to set it up in SEMrush, but you can use any other SEO tool that you want as well, of course. So how does this workflow help? Of course, it saves you time because you're using AI for most of the heavy lifting. You're boosting your brand because you're creating content with AI that matches your perspective, your experience. AI can never match that. It is humanizing your content. It is making it more branded, more you. Increase your visibility because you are doing some SEO optimization, not a lot, but at least a bit of it, and you are creating content for the audience. So there you go. That is how you can create an SEO-friendly blog post with AI. But what do you do with this blog post, right? What happens after you do it? Now you need to not let it just stay there stagnant. You've put so much effort, even though it should not take you more than 30 to 40 minutes to publish that content. Maybe you still need to, we need to maximize that effort, right? So you then repurpose it into other things. YouTube videos, Twitter threads, LinkedIn posts, carousels, what have you. So as you can see, this AI blog post, this is my LinkedIn carousel. Now I'm doing a video. Then there is a blog post on this on my website. I haven't finished putting it yet. It's going to be there, right? And then I can do Twitter threads. I don't do so many platforms. I do 3. So I have my blog, and I have my YouTube, and I can make a reel out of this as well. And like a YouTube Shorts because I don't do Instagram. And then I have my LinkedIn post. So 3 platforms I focus on, but you can focus on as many as you like, obviously, right? So then you let this one blog post magnify into like 10 pieces of content. If you want to know how to do that, so it saves you time and gives you a ton of content to maximize your visibility, check out my next video on how to repurpose good content. Hope this video helps you and see you in the next video.